My hat! For now, we're going to be looking at page 12. So page 12, we have the servo here, and we're actually going to be using a servo that we took off of a Traxxas vehicle. So this is going to be our donor servo, and we have this here. So one of the things that you're going to notice is the orientation of the horn. If you place the servo here, you want that horn to be perpendicular. And for the horn, you're going to need a few parts. You're going to need this parts tree. So the horn is right here, and then it comes with a servo saver. Now, if you use a Metal Gear servo, you do not need to use a servo saver, so you can actually replace this with an aluminum horn, which is what I would recommend. But for this build, we're going to be using this Traxxas servo. The 2075 is a plastic gear servo. If you get the 2075X, that's the Metal Gear version. If you have one of these lying about, just go ahead and use it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just remove all the parts from the tree. Might as well. And you're going to need bag C, so go ahead and open this bag. And there's going to be a few things in here. Just be careful not to drop them. There's a few clips, bags. We want the bags. There's a few tie straps here for your wiring. We're going to put the tie straps here on the side, and our little T-wrench, we're not going to need it right now, so we'll place it over there. And this is double stick tape, more than likely for ESC and receiver box. And we have these little bags of screws. So really what we're looking for is we're looking for a bag that has those screws there. And right off the bat, it looks like it will be this one. That one does not, and this one does not. So it's going to be this bag right here. So you can see those screws are very similar to the ones that we were using for the shocks. Actually, they're the same type of screw. So we're going to go ahead and open this bag, and we're going to go ahead and pour the contents out. We're going to move those screws there to the side. All right, let's see. So we have this. You're going to need this parts tree here, and there's a piece right in here that you will be needing. So go ahead and detach. And that is this part here, and let's see, yes, so it's the same dimensions. All right, there is a difference here, so we will have to orient this, and based on the picture, this goes toward the servo. So if you notice that little extra material, that's going to go toward the servo. So we will place that. That's going to be for steering. This here, the short side, will be like this. Actually, nope. Apologize, it will go this way. And M2, B2, so let's see, screws, we're going to need 1, 2, so we're going to need 2 of these. And one of them is going to go here, and the other one is going to go on the other side. So we'll have this one here, and this one will go here. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and start this. So now I'm going to grab this, and I'm looking at the longer part of the arm. So I'm fitting it this way. So that way. And it's going to go into that center hole right in here. Notice the little extra material as well. Right, see that? Right. This is the flat, smooth side. And again, remember it's number 2 Phillips that you are using for these screws. For the entire build, we've been using a number 2 Phillips except for the differentials. The 6 screws on the differentials, 2 each, we used a number 1. This is snug, don't over tighten, this moves freely. Good. And that is what we're looking for. Now, we're going to grab this and we're going to go front to back. So front to back. If we're going this way, front to back. Fine, left to right, the way I'm holding it. And you're going to grab the horn, and this is going to attach to the horn right there. And again, it's going to be snug, do not over tighten. There we go. It should move freely. Everything moves freely. Great. And again, double check the orientation. Good, good, and good. Everything looks good. So at this point, the servo saver collar is this portion here, and this is just going to attach to the servo horn. Right in there. And if you notice that little bit there, right, so you have this little line there, it'll just clip on right here. So if you see that, it just clips on right in here, and there you go. So again, double check the orientation. That looks good. This arm looks good. And this is good here, right? Servo savers toward the back. That's going to be closer to the servo. So let me just show you the way it goes, right? That's the arm. Yes, there is a little bit of play there. That's normal. So I took a little bit of that play out actually, but there's still a little bit of that play. All right. Now this cap, this is going to go back here and it's going to key in. So if you see that little part there, this just slides in and that is it. So this is going to be the part that goes onto the servo. This little plastic bit is going to go in front right in here, and that's where the screw's going to go. All right, so I can go ahead and put that in there. That's fine. And then I'm just going to put this on the servo. And really quick, on the servo, you really want to run power to it first just to make sure it's neutral. So transmitter, everything's neutral. And then you want to do this. If you do this first before setting it in neutral, or having transmitter neutral position and then the servo in its neutral position, you're going to have to take this off and readjust it. All right, we are good here. Now we're just going to need the screw that goes in there, and there are 3 options. For this one, we're going to use just the regular threads. So let me go ahead and grab that one, which is not in that bag. Okay, it's going to be in a different bag. All right, so we just need to get that screw. Let's move this out of the way. For the screw, I'm going to put it in there. Just use a little bit of thread lock on it, just so it doesn't back out. Sometimes those screws on the servos do back out. And let's see, that might be a little too long, so I may have to look for a different screw. All right, and we are good. So this is installed. And that looks good, feels good. All right, so our servo is complete. Now this screw here, if you have spare screws, you can use them, or you can use this bag here that has the wheel nuts. Take one of the screws out of there. They're in there, so it's up to you. And that is that for the servo. So now the only thing that we have to worry about is mounting it up. So these here, so the servo is going to go in here. this part of the tub.
So you're going to need those pieces.
Those are going to be on this parts tree, right in here. So it's these on the far ends. So you're just going to take these off. And these have a smooth face. And then they have another face that isn't perfectly smooth. There's a little cutout in there, a little indentation. So these are going to be attaching to this part of the servo. And the difference between them, if you look at the bottom, the hole is not centered. So the hole is actually toward the smooth side of the face. So depending on where the servo is going to go, you're going to have to flip them. So if you place them on here, for example, let's just say we do the smooth with that little notch there. If you do this, the servo is going to be further forward. If you flip it to the smooth side, that's the smooth side, toward here, your servo is going to be further back. So what you're going to have to do is place the servo here. So the servo just mounts in like this. Right, so again, see this little piece? That's your steering. That's going to go here. Your servos will go there. And then here, this is where you're going to gauge the distance, where you want the servo. Do you want it closer or do you want it further away? Let's see, based on this, for me, I need it further away. Yes, I need it further, so I need it further forward, which means further away from these blocks. So, because I need it further forward, this little face with a notch, that's going to be toward the servo. So I will have the smooth face toward the rear of the servo. All right, and for these, in order to attach them, you're going to need just the regular screws, which will be, actually no, you need these with the little caps. MC2. And those screws are in this bag, so it's the same bag that you're going to pull the servo out of. Let me just put these over here, and I'm going to just take all the contents out. So the same little bag with the wheel nuts that you took the screw to go in here in the servo, that is the bag where you're going to find these little screws that have those little caps that kind of look like washers on there. These are the ones that you're going to use. So again, the smooth side is going to go toward the back of the servo, and the screw is going to go toward the face, so front to back, just like that. Okay. And we're going to need this one. We're going to do the same thing. So again, the smooth side I'm attaching to, that's going to go toward the back. Side with a little notch, that's going to go toward the front. And also notice the relationship with the horn and where the holes are going to go, because this servo is going to be sitting. So the chassis is going to be right here. Right, so these are the flat parts. All right.